Okay, hello to everyone. Welcome to our online panel dedicated to mentorship. I'm sure that we're going to hear this word quite a few times, if not more, today. Mentorship within the Do2GET program. Today, we will explore the importance of mentorship, not only for the participants, but also for the mentors themselves. This panel provides a unique, or is supposed to provide a unique opportunity to hear the experiences and insights of our four panelists regarding this topic. So first of all, let me introduce our four panelists. Let me start with my lovely wife, Maria Ivanovic Božić. She is the project designer and manager. Then our dear Ana Jovanovic, the head project coordinator. Next, our dear Tatiana Slepčević, an accomplished and I would say quite experienced teacher trainer and NLP trainer and HR lead. I'm sure much more, but we shall stop here. And definitely, or let me say last, but definitely not the least, and I will underline this definitely, Marina Aleksic from Vukaragic Primary School. She is the coordinator for the project implementation. So, through something that is supposed to be an interactive guided discussion, our panelists will shed light on the key aspects of mentorship, including how it was organized, its goals, and the impact it had on the program's development. We will primarily discuss the importance of mentoring the mentors and how to enhance their skills to achieve the best possible outcome in working with students. Now, we believe that this panel is supposed to offer some valuable insights and ideas that we can all apply in our future work. For all of you listening to us, you are more than free and welcome to participate actively by asking questions and share some of your thoughts in the chat box. Thank you for joining us, and we wish you a productive and inspiring discussion. So let's start first things first. Maria, what is the connection between the Do2GET program and mentors, and why was mentorship necessary here?
Okay, thank you. To answer this question, I must recall the Do2GET project goals. I must say that the Do2GET program aims at supporting students with learning disadvantages and fewer opportunities in terms of their gaining and achieving learning, personal and social goals, and raising their resilience and motivation within school environment. So these goals are very serious, and in order to achieve these goals, we carefully designed our Do2GET guidebook to be effective, motivating, and feasible for its users to shape a proactive and resilient mindset. However, we firmly believe that at the beginning of this process, all the students, but especially those coming from vulnerable groups, they need an immediate human support to get them going, to provide a wind at their back, and to help them be persistent to build a referential experience of achieving success on which they can lean on later. So in order to do that, mentorship is necessary. We had to think of providing proper mentorship to our students to achieve those goals. And we also realized that it is necessary to mentor the mentors that are supposed to work with our students. And it is actually also the third of our project goals, to help our educators, our professional experts, our teachers, to build their capacities to support the students that are in the need of support, as I have said, that have learning disabilities, or problems in learning, or fewer opportunities. And we realized that we have to empower our educators, our teachers, to work with such students. And that's why we paid special attention to that part of our project, in order to make our project be effective, and in order to make it actually be possible, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. Now, Anna, what can you tell us about the significance of mentorship for this program?
As Maria mentioned, individual support to students is very essential for their progress, and of course for the students that were included in our DO2GET program. Those students, as we know, most of them they need additional motivation to fulfill their goals, or to fulfill their obligations daily they have with school, or in some social situation. And some mentors had a very, very significant role in this project. As we know, students didn't, some of them didn't get that support and motivation from their parents or their families. So mentors, I can say, fill that gap between the students and their goals. Our team that created the DO2GET program, also before this project, we also were mentors for some students and teachers. So we had some idea what kind of knowledges and what kind of skills mentors should have when they do their mentorship. So together with the trainer and with our team, we created training for mentors. After that, we had regular meetings with the mentor team. So some of them in person and some of them online. And of course, when there were some new circumstances, we had individual meetings with mentors, or something happened that we didn't predict. We also had some additional I cannot say trainings, but some additional support we gave to the mentors. So we learned together with them. I can say that.
Nice, nice. Okay, now let's hear an expert working with teachers, a teacher trainer, Tatiana. Can you please tell us what the mentorship is, and what is the goal of mentorship?
Hi, everybody. Mentoring or mentorship is basically a relationship between two persons, or a person and a group of persons. And it usually includes somebody who is more experienced in a certain field and in life, and others who are younger and who are less experienced. So the point is to enable somebody to achieve a goal in a shorter period of time, with less stress, with less effort, and to be directly guided. So it's not coaching, it's not counseling, it's really empowering somebody to walk a certain distance more easily and in a short period of time. For that to happen, a mentor has to have expertise in a certain field, openness, and willingness to share their knowledge and experiences. Many say that mentors cannot be trained and that they are just born. And I do not agree, because I think that there are always skills that we can all enhance and improve, and that in certain periods of life, we are all mentors. You're a mentor as a parent, you're a mentor as a sibling, you're a mentor as a teacher, and so on and so on. And that's a two-way street. If you are a mentor, it doesn't mean that you cannot be mentored. So we all can benefit from mentoring. In this particular case, we try to support mentors with different skills. First of all, to make them aware of their role and the importance of their role, and what kind of impact they can leave in their students' life, being their role models. The first thing that we were discussing and training our mentors was communication, various communication skills with different personality types. Then we were discussing leadership skills, because they are leaders in their small communities. Also, we were trying to change the educational paradigm, to do a little bit of paradigm shift. So to make aware teachers/mentors that they are facilitators in the classroom. So we wanted to move away from this very traditional ex-cathedra way of lecturing and teaching, and to put the children at the very center of the educational process, meaning that mentors, teachers are supposed to be facilitating the process, to create the conditions for learning to happen. And finally, we wanted to equip them with the skills for conflict resolution and to point out that conflict is not something bad. If managed properly, it can be very fruitful. So I would say that this was what we pointed out, and this is what we tried to support the mentors in their further journey.
Thank you very much. Another thing I also wanted to ask you is about the potential challenges that mentors might face during their process of becoming a mentor, or when they start doing their role as mentors. What are potential challenges that they might face?
What happens very often is, as a mentor, you have this idea that you have to know everything. And this is what we were trying to change, to unpack, to really change this perspective that as a mentor, as a leader, as a teacher, you are supposed to know everything. And this is a myth, that if you're a mentor, you should be able to answer every question, that you should put your feelings, your emotions aside. No, we wanted mentors to be human and to be vulnerable, and to create this environment of honesty and vulnerability and trust. If there are no these conditions, mentoring, learning, teaching cannot happen. And very often you need, like, it takes two to tango. So mentoring, it's a two-way street. And very important is, you can have the most amazing mentors ever. If there is no willingness and interest from the mentees, the mentorship is not going to be successful. So this was very important. How do you work with your mentees so that they feel safe, so that they open up, and that they are able to discuss whatever topic is at the table? So the key takeaway, I think, for our colleagues was to understand that coaching, mentoring, leading, whatever, it's always a process between two or more people. So to kind of like unburden them and to relax them at the very beginning, so they do not feel too much of responsibility, and that they are free also to ask for help from somebody who can be a mentor to them.
Mm-hmm. I would be free to add, open-minded enough to, okay, it's okay, as you mentioned, it's okay not to know something, but it's maybe about the mindset of, okay, I may not know that, but let's try to find out together, or whatever. Yeah. Okay, that was straight.
Exactly,
yeah, go on,
exactly
please.
like that. To cultivate this mindset of asking questions and of not being afraid to say, I don't know, I can look up for the information. Let's park it for the time being. Is there somebody from my colleagues who can help me out? Something like that. But to kind of like make a mental note that this was something that you didn't know, so maybe to make yourself better educated and better prepared for the next time. Because in many cultures, we have this the mindset that not knowing something and not being able to answer a certain question is not good. It shows
weakness,
the lack
maybe.
of education. It's just not good. instead of cultivating critical thinking, problem solving, curiosity, eagerness, research skills, and so on.
Great, great. That was straight from a teacher trainer. What about the practitioners? Our dear Marina. Um, I've got a couple of questions here for you as well. So, how did it all actually go? How did the mentors help the children? Can you tell us, please, more about that?
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Well, first one that they helped them to set their goals and the ways to achieve that goals, to develop their communication and social skill and build their self-confidence, which was very important for those students. Also, they advised them, they motivated them to study, to learn, help them to solve some challenges and some personal problems which were out of the project tasks. They built confidence and helped them a lot.
Just like before, like I'm also interested in the potential challenges that the mentors in the first place faced along the
Yes.
process.
The first challenge, I think, is the lack of time and I said space to work. Mentors didn't have
Physical
enough
space,
time.
like where
Like classroom in school, because there is not one classroom that mentors can meet their students. And when they have no free time always, so they often met their students after the classes and communicated with them by the social media, by the phone, Viber groups, Zoom meetings, and so on. And maybe the second challenge is some situation when students want to change their goals and they get disappointed when they can't achieve that goal. So the mentors had to find a way to help them, to include them in different activities, maybe to change the goal. Sometimes they share experience with their colleagues and so on.
asked for advice or something.
For advice, yes.
Yeah, when it comes to the mentors in particular, what kind and how often, if any, what kind of support did they seek? And again, how often did they do that?
Well, we have our official meetings, but we communicated every day. We had our group where we informed them, updated them with new informations. They needed help with the organization and especially with DO2GET guidebook. Also, they needed help when some of the students wants to give up the project or doesn't achieve goals. So in that situation, we met in small groups, and then we can change our ideas, think of the way how to help those students, how to solve that problems.
Okay, Marina, thank you very much. Now, Tatiana, I've got when we think about a mentorship, like I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it's a permanent process or something. So how do we know when it is over, or when is mentorship still necessary? If you look at the other way around, when do we know, and how do we know that the mentorship is still necessary for someone?
This is usually, first of all, it's a great question, and I often get that one. Usually it comes from a mentee. A good metaphor or comparison would be like bicycle riding. When you are trying to teach a kid to ride a bicycle, at one point they will be able to do that on your own. They don't need additional wheels. They don't need anybody to hold the bike. So it happens very naturally, and you can actually follow the change. At the beginning, the questions are more often, the meetings are happening more frequently, and as the time goes by, you can tell that this need is fading away, which is actually a great sign. That means that your mentee is growing up, that they are maturing. Sometimes a mentee would say very openly, I'm fine now, I don't need the support any longer. Sometimes they will just start becoming silent. They will text you less, they will write less. But that connection is very valuable. And I would say that it never really ends. And very often it becomes friendship.
Great.
And mentoring also depends on the period of life, on field, and it can be an over process with one mentor. But whatever new situation you find yourself in, whether it's a new job, school, country, you need some kind of mentoring. And this is something that we all need to be open about and to be very free to seek for mentoring.
Cool. Is there, if any, or are there any tips or recommendations on how this whole process? I mean, you have just said that it might be a relationship which grows into a friendship, but is there a tip that you can give us on how to end this whole thing about mentorship when we are sure that okay, this is where the mentorship is going to end, and from now on we're going to be more like friends? So is there a tip where maybe it just happens naturally?
I would say that it happens naturally. If you want to make sure or to increase chances of mentoring process being successful or more successful, I would say you need a good plan. And Maria, actually all our colleagues mentioned planning. So it's good to say, okay, we're going to have our mentoring meetings once a month, or in say 3 month period, we're going to meet 10 times, and we're going to have some tasks in between. And then this is a good way to monitor success. If this is also crucial for the continuity and for this relationship to grow and to expand. And when you start like that, and when you are able to monitor and track the progress, both sides are becoming closer, more open. And for mentoring, it's really hard to draw a clear line between professional or educational and private. So there are overlaps. And Marina said that mentors and teachers, they would help out students with some of their personal problems. So when you have that kind of foundation and relationships, it inevitably stays. And it doesn't have to be the closest friendship ever, but it's my experience that this bond stays and that it happens naturally, very, very often.
Thank you very
You
much.
can remember some of your professors. They were inevitably your mentors, and maybe you're not having coffee with them regularly, but just the moment when you meet them, you can feel this bond that is still there. So, and I think that's a very good signal of a successful mentoring process.
Okay, great. I've got a couple more questions for all of you, and we're kind of tight with the time, so let's just try to sum it up as much as possible, maybe less than a minute or so. So the first one is about the benefits of mentoring for the mentors themselves. So what would that be? What are the benefits of mentoring for the mentors themselves? Tatiana, you can start since you're still here.
Sure. I would sum it up like this. Somebody has already walked that path before you. Great, you don't need to go around. You don't need to do research for some specific things. So if somebody can make a shortcut for you by maybe providing a book, providing a contact, some technical advice, it can really save you. And this is especially important for teachers. It can save the precious time that you can redirect to build substantial, meaningful relationships with your students. This is, for me, the key benefit of mentoring.
Great. Thank you very much. My lovely wife, Maria, what can you tell us about the benefits of mentoring the mentors?
Well, I would say it's a two-way process. So giving is also receiving. So when you're a mentor and you overcome a lot of obstacles and, I don't know, challenges, you also grow as a mentor. You develop your own skills. And I think it's really rewarding. So I think those are benefits because you grow a lot as you do that support. I mean, as you provide that support.
Great thought. Thank you very much, Marina. What about you? What are the benefits of mentoring the mentors for you? Please unmute, Marina.
Sorry.
Great.
Okay, but some of the benefits are improving communication skills, leadership, like Tatiana said, leadership in classrooms, also growing up as a person, I don't know.
Yeah, cool. Those are some nice
And
thoughts on that.
meet, how to say, learn about the different types of students.
Aha, okay, cool. Great. Thank you very much. Anna,
Well,
what can you tell us about this one?
everything I think was said, but also I think it encourages to also develop some parts of our work that we are not maybe did before. Like if our mentee needs something and we don't have it, then we can research and grow in that way. So it's also motivation for us as we motivate our mentees to grow. It's also motivations for us to grow. So I think that's the biggest.
Excellent.
benefit.
While you're still here, let me go with another question, and that's the next question for all of you. So, do you have any ideas on how to improve the work with mentors so they can work better with the children? So, any tips, any ideas, any thoughts? How to improve the work with mentors so they can work better with the children?
Well, I was talking, maybe I will be very short, but it's really important to mentors to have meetings between them and to exchange and to about their obstacles or the ways that they're succeeded in something or something like that. I think that's very important.
Exchanging ideas.
Yes.
So anyway, Marina, do you have any ideas on how to improve the work with mentors so they can work better with the children?
Well, maybe I have an idea that we could have more mentors who will work with the fewer children. This year they were working with a large group of students, and maybe they don't have enough time for them sometimes.
Great advice. Thank you very much. What about you, Tatiana?
I would say two things. You can be prepared as much as possible. You can be educated at the Ivy League, but clarity comes from engagement. So the first things for mentors and mentees is to engage. So like the key message, the key takeaway for the audience is to engage and be open. You can always share something. So that's the first thing. What can increase chances for mentoring process to be more successful is matching between mentors and mentees. And for that to happen, you would need to have kind of survey, a starting interview, so you see what are the characteristics and needs of both mentors and mentees, and a group of good professionals to match the two. Because if you have a mismatch, the process will not be good. It will not have a good start. So I would very much support matching of mentors and mentees, or mentors and groups, small groups of mentees.
Yeah, probably there are some tests of personalities or something that could be done, and that way we can achieve what you suggested. Great. Maria, what about you?
Well, I think what Tatiana said was a great idea, really. I would also say that maybe we should hear our mentors more often. We should encourage them to give their feedback more often, and to somehow adapt the whole procedure, maybe according to their sayings. And I think that they would also be, they would feel, better that way when we appreciate their thoughts, and also it would be easier for them to work and to implement the project. And I think that's really important, and we should think about that. And also maybe they would also have their own goals, and to work on their own goals together with the students, and it would also be like a challenge for them. And those goals could be related to the mentoring process, or their own. They could test their own personal goals, but it's also a good idea to think about.
Excellent thought. Thank you very much. Now, the last kind of a question, not the least, of course. I'd like to ask you. I'd like to ask you what your strongest impressions of this program were, and what you're taking with you in this regard. So, Maria, we can continue with you.
Well, the most satisfying to me is when I see the impact that we have made on our students. When I see some less social students becoming more open, becoming, eager to have like public performance, or to be hosts of certain events, presenting things and things like that. So I think it's something that really fills my heart with joy, and I see that we were on the right track doing this project.
And when it comes to take with you?
Well, I think this feeling and experience of great cooperation, international cooperation, and working together on the same goal, and contributing to our fulfilling the goal, and learning from each other. I really liked that aspect of our project, and I think the energy of that cooperation was great. And I would definitely like to continue working with this team, and of course to expand it, and to make an even greater story of this project and of the DO2GET program.
Excellent. Who's going to be next? Are there any volunteers? Marina, would you like to? Oh, Tatiana, please.
Yeah. Whenever I work with teachers, and that is pretty much on a daily level, it's fascinating to see that across the globe, the challenges are absolutely the same. But that is also encouraging, because that means that somebody has found a solution to something, or that when we put our minds and hands together, we are in a better position to come up with a solution to a problem. So I think that the strength and impact of the community, and that feeling that you are not alone, to me, that is the key takeaway, because we were discussing different things, and that our Portuguese colleagues and our Serbian colleagues, they would say, same here, I'm facing the same challenge, and then magically a solution would appear. So to me, the sense of community, belonging, and understanding, this is what's going to stay with me. And I would be more than happy to see the next phase, because I think that the first phase of this project provided so many insights and so many lessons learned. So this would be an amazing foundation to do even more. So yeah, we'll see what's going to happen.
Universal problems and universal solutions. Excellent. Marina?
Okay, my strongest impression is the bond that I created with my students, and to see their self-confidence growing up.
Excellent.
And I will take with me new experience, of course, and I learned how to set my own goals. I like the SMART method of setting up goals.
Yeah, this is very how to say, like I think most of us would benefit from learning how to set our goals.
Yes.
And this whole process of, you know, step by step instructions on how to achieve our goals. I think that's really beneficial for not just for the children, but for the mentors and everyone, basically. Anna?
Well, okay, so I can say that through this project, our team, our Lingua Club, and our whole team really grown, and that we are not only now looking how to improve our program or to get our guidebook or something like that, but we are thinking about more globally how we can impact the education. And I'm so glad that Tatiana said that the problems are all over the globe the same. So I think DO2GET the program can, I think, be some kind of solution, and yes, applied in so many more countries. So we are also working, looking forward to the next phase, and maybe to learn from our challenges that we had through the project, and also to think about how it can be globally implemented. So that's my
very well said, and very
for
nice
the end, maybe
idea for the end of our meeting.
Yes.
As we are about to conclude our panel today, I personally and on behalf of our DO2GET team want to express my sincere gratitude to all our panelists. So anyway, your contributions have enriched our understanding of how mentorship can be transformative experience, both for those being mentored and for the mentors themselves. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who participated today and contributed in any form. I look forward to seeing the positive changes that will come from the work we've discussed today. So once again, thank you and take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.